$3,000. That is the absolute max I want to spend on my next project car, including all mods. Which in the current used car market is really not much. And to make matters worse, I'm also kind of picky. Because for me, a cheap project car must always have these 4 properties. Number 1, it needs to be cheap and most importantly, accessible to modify. Number 2, you're a car enthusiast, it's a car, it needs to be fun to drive. Number 3, it needs to hold its value or in the best case even increase in value over time. And number 4, it needs to be iconic. It should be recognizable by car enthusiasts and count as at least a cool, desirable car, which is very subjective now that I'm talking about it, but still you know what I mean. And let me tell you, getting all of that under $3,000 is a task in itself. But boy, have I found the perfect car. This right here is my new to me Mazda MX-5 Miata. I bought it from a friend for $2,000 shipped because sadly it was just sitting in his shop, he couldn't find the time to finish it, so I thought I always wanted a Miata. So after a while he gave in and sold me the car. And let me tell you, this car ticks all of my boxes. It is definitely fun to drive, it is iconic, parts are readily available, and as a cherry on top, it's also rising in value like crazy these days. To some of you, that might seem like a little too much for this, but I did not only get this car right here for the $2,000 that I've paid. I also got this, and all of this. Every single part I need to put this icon back together. So let's get it back on the road. Alright, I'd say let's jump right into the deep end. Before I'm starting to work on the car, I first want to give it a good clean, because honestly, I don't know how long this car has been sitting. My best guess would probably be over 3 years, judging by all of the grime that's on it, but it doesn't matter because we're here to fix it. Now, the Miata has actually been stored in what was basically a barn for these 3 years with an open top. Meaning, well, the roof was not on and all of the dust that is on the outside is naturally also on the inside, which just makes my job much worse at this point, but nothing we cannot get rid of with a bit of elbow grease. Don't let the camera fool you, this thing is still extremely nasty, but at least now I don't have to fear getting tetanus when touching this thing, so that's a plus. And even though the exterior of this car is now semi-clean, there's still a lot of dirt left. I will not get it out without clay barring this entire thing, but for now, I'd say, let's fix this poor interior. All of the rough bits and bobs are now cleaned out of the car, and as you can see, there is a whole lot that I had to remove from the car. There's the spare tire, which I'm not even sure is for the MX-5, fog light, floor mats, etc. And you know, at the beginning I was actually very optimistic about this car because I knew that I had all of the parts all the way back there to completely assemble this car back together. However, while cleaning out the car, I've actually found many little screws just like this. And I think the biggest issue with this rebuild will not be rebuilding this thing, it will be actually finding all of the different types of bolts and screws and understanding where they go, because at the minute the only thing I can do is basically guess where this goes and judge by the color and size where this goes, because as you can see in the trunk there are many screws just like this here as well, so I'm thinking that this definitely should belong somewhere in the back as well. So 1 screw done, 1,000 more to go. Let's go. Car's clean. On the inside, at least semi-clean. It looks much better than before. My neighbor just also started up his scooter in the background, so excuse that. But I think we're making some progress here, and I think now is also the time where we start assembling this thing. And I know some of you out there are probably gonna pinpoint that this car still needs a lot of work before, well, assembly. And I agree with you, because usually I would also do this in a very different order. I would first fix all of the big stuff, such as sanding all of this Bondo down, painting the entire rear end of the car, but I need to know in which kind of condition all of the other panels are before I make the decision on what to paint. And for that, I really would like to assemble all of this stuff onto the car. But before we start the actual assembly, there's one thing that I've noticed right when I picked up the car, and that would be that we're actually missing a radiator cap. And in fact, I don't even know if this engine has any coolant. So every time I'm actually moving it around, I'm just letting it run for about like a minute max. Let's see if I have an old radiator cap of my RX-7 still laying around, because I think I actually still got one somewhere. Here is a old RX-7 manifold, clutch, alternator that burned, ashtray, that's not it. Maybe up there. Oh yeah. I knew it, and don't ask why this is pink. I think we need to fix that real quick, but at least we found a radiator cap. Let's see if this fits, and I think yes, it fits, and it looks so out of place, just a pink radiator cap. Yeah, let's get rid of this pink, I guess. There's still some pink on there, but it looks much better. And most importantly, we now have a radiator cap. But for real now, let's start putting this car back together. I'm excited. I'm also worried about all of the bolts and screws that might be missing, but we'll figure it out. My shop is messy and my optimism is destroyed. So I was actually hoping that I would not have to paint the entire car, but while picking out all of the parts such as the front bumper and the doors, I've realized that the only thing I could actually say about this car paint-wise are the headlights, the hood, and the left fender. Literally everything else, the left and right door, the rear bumper, the front bumper, and the boot lid need a full paint job. Oh, and of course, both of the rear quarters. So I've officially made the executive decision to give this thing a full paint job, so that's that. But the paint is not our only issue here, because at this point I started going through the first box of screws I got with the car, and it just got more and more confusing the deeper I dug. And this is the second box of screws and clips and bolts and whatever. Oh, actually, wait. Oh, I was wondering where the lug nuts went. I'm just gonna put them back where they belong. The right one is also missing too. At this point, this thing actually just feels like a kit car, man. But of course, there were also some positive surprises here. Oh my god. We got an antenna. That looks so dumb. Anyways, let's put the trunk lid on and then finish up this front. Okay, moment of truth. Will these fit? Yes, they fit. I actually found this black little nut in the trunk while I was cleaning it out, and I was really wondering what this is for. And because this actually has black paint on it, I was really thinking that maybe this might be for the boot lid. So long and behold, I actually went over to this little box right here and searched for 3 other ones, because if there are only 3 of these black nuts, that confirms my theory that these are actually for the boot lid. And guess what? 4 black nuts. So far, the hunt for bolts, screws and nuts is going pretty well. I've also managed to find all of the appropriate clips for the trunk lining. Okay, let's see if these taillights even work. And... ha! Oh yes, baby, they work. How about the brake lights? Yes. Yes, they work as well. The entire rear is now done. This literally took me about 3 minutes. No, actually, that was a lie. It took me a whole while because I had to look for bolts and stuff. But let me tell you, I always was a little scared of buying someone else's project car because there's always a reason why they get rid of it. That's number 1. Number 2 is that you don't always know whether or not all of the parts are included, all of the bolts, or if you have to order stuff. And that's usually where the hunt for parts actually begins. And I gotta say, at least up until this point, I'm pleasantly surprised. And I wouldn't recommend you go out now and buy someone else's project car, but I think sometimes you can make a good find, and that's where you really get a bang for your buck. But anyways, too much talking, rear done. Let's move on to the front. I can literally not think of another car that looks so happy. But anyways, let's put the fender on. We are on the home stretch. Oh my god. You've got to be kidding me. I need to put on the fender first before putting on the front. Door, fender, and then the bumper, I guess. That door is way heavier than it looks. Let's go! That looks good! Guys, we're making huge progress right here. I mean, just look at the car. It's basically completely put back together. Except for the right fender. And right when everything was going so well... Okay, so we actually got a small issue, and that would be that I cannot find the right fender. And the thing is, like, I had it. I definitely had it. But for some reason it's completely gone and I don't know where it is. The only thing that I'm thinking of where it could be is that when my junk guy picked up all of the metal scrap that was laying on this pile, I might have also thrown the right fender on there because it had a little bit of rust. And knowing myself, I probably thought like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother with the rusty fender. So I put it on the scrap pile. That sucks. So I guess that's another like 120 bucks added to our budget because I'll need to order a right fender. And guys, of course, I'm gonna let you know how much I paid in total for this entire thing once it's done. I'm gonna let you know at the end of the video how much I paid in parts, just to be 100% transparent with you. Anyways, let's tackle the biggest problem this car has. And honestly, I've been procrastinating to do this for a while now. The roof, I guess. I think it's needless to say that this roof is not in the greatest condition. And at the beginning of the video I said that this car has probably been sitting in a barn for the better part of 3 years without the roof on. But honestly, seeing the condition of this roof, I think even if this thing was folded up, it would probably not have made any difference. It has many tears in it, it's leaking, the rear window is completely busted, so of course we will have to replace it. Thankfully, a brand new top was included with the car when I bought it, so the only thing I had to do is rip out the old one and put the new one back on. However, that's easier said than done. Guys, I just want to make something clear real quick, so please do not use this as a tutorial in any way, shape or form, because to be honest, up until this point I haven't even used a single tutorial or watched a single video on how to do this. I'm basically just going along by feel, which is probably very dumb. I've also already drilled out some rivets here and there because I just thought it's necessary to get the old one off, so that's the only logical way to do it. And by the looks of it, we are almost there. I think it's just stuck somewhere down there, but I have no idea. I think there's like, yeah, there's like another 2 rivets right there. I really don't know if I have to drill them out, but apparently I do. Wow. This entire roof is just falling apart. Oh my god, yes! Oh, finally. I should have watched the tutorial. The old roof is outside on the trash pile. This is our brand new one. It's black and I think that fits the car so much better than this ugly brown roof. Now I've also given in and watched a tutorial on actually how to do this job now. And thank God I did, because I realized that I will have to reuse this, what is supposed to be a rain gutter. So apparently when it rains, the water flows down into this and then gets redirected all the way to here and flows out of the drain down there. So I will have to reuse this. For that I already drilled out all of the rivets that were holding it onto the old roof. So now let's finally put this thing back together and get this thing back on the road. So excited for this car. Obviously we're not all the way there yet. This thing needs a full paint job. It needs some new tires, some basic maintenance such as brake pads, oil, coolant and brake fluid change. But after all of that, we will have such an amazing and fun car to drive, and all of that under 3,000 bucks. Okay guys, moment of truth. Roof is fully and 100% mounted now. Looks pretty cool. Need to clean it, but even in its dirty state, it still looks much better than the beige top. Yep, that's way too short. Would you look at that? Oh, finally. This thing looks awesome. I'm gonna leave it like that just to let it stretch a little bit over the next 1 or 2 weeks. But man, I cannot wait to drive this thing. This is gonna be so fun and it's really coming together now. But guys, let's not forget one more thing, and that will be the missing fender. That just arrived in the mail, so let's quickly put that onto the car as well and then look at the end result. Let's go. Guys, and just like that, after a few days of work, we got a fully assembled Miata for under $3,000. I've picked this thing up for about $2,000, and so far I haven't put a single penny into this thing except for this right fender, which all in all brings us to a total cost of $2,133. I don't know about you, but I think this is a total bargain for such an iconic and legendary car. Now there is still a lot of work to do, such as sanding and painting this entire car, getting the interior sorted, and of course giving it a check over with a full service. So if you want to see how this thing will turn out at the end, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now and stay tuned for the end result, because this is going to be insane, especially for the money that I've paid for it. I'll see you guys in the next one.